what are you tinkering with this year? What setup are you thinking is going to be your go-to?
Well, the last several years, I always have two bows ready to go. In the last, I don't know, the last handful of years, I have a bow that's shorter, more maneuverable, a little bit faster with a heavier arrow. Not super heavy, 500 to 520, day 6 arrow. With that setup, I have some 2-inch mechanicals that I shoot out of it and a fixed head. So it's tuned for my fixed head. The mechanical flies, just like my field point. They're all hitting together out to 100 yards. And I use that more as like kind of my whitetail rig. Typically I could certainly elk hunt with it. I could certainly mule deer hunt with it too. It's a great kind of sort of heavy arrow, packs a lot of punch. I like ground hunting whitetails with that bow because it is more maneuverable. And then I have that fixed blade because I'm often like shooting through grass or potential to shoot through, just a little more debris there. Not that I'm trying to shoot through crazy stuff, but it just slithers through there a little more. Because a lot of times when I'm hunting on the ground and I get my shot, the deer is like very often like onto me. It's a very like kind of intense situation. A lot of times, they catch you drawing, or you're there and right when they come into view and you can get your shot, they tune in to what is that, and a lot of times they turn slightly. So a lot of times you're getting a slightly quartering to or a facing shot, and that's why I want that fixed head. So I run 5 arrows, always have a couple of fixed heads in there, and then I always have the mechanicals, which I prefer if he's out there a little ways, broadside, quartering away, or whatever. My other setup fits me a little better. I'm nearly a 30-inch draw, so it's a 33-inch bow, longer stabilizers, extremely forgiving. I feel like a sniper with that bow. I can shoot both bows very accurately out to 100, but like if I was going to have money on the line to put an arrow in a pop can at 100 yards, it would be this bow. I shoot a lighter arrow right around 440 grains, a smaller mechanical, so I get a little bit better penetration, but really good flight characteristics. So very quiet setup, very fast. I'm not losing a lot of trajectory at the longer distances. Really good. That's the bow I take if I'm out mule deer hunting, if I'm going to go antelope hunting, and I will use that for whitetail all day, any day. I mean, it's an awesome bow, but 2 different setups. And I try not to do a lot of back and forth, but like if I draw a mule deer tag this year, that's what I'm taking. If I'm going to be whitetail hunting out of a stand, a saddle, I'm probably going to be taking the shorter bow with the 500 grain arrow. Both will kill whitetails just fine, but like with whitetails, my shots are typically a little closer. With that heavier arrow setup, a fixed head, I feel more comfortable. Like a lot of times whitetails come in and they're not perfectly broadside, and you might get a different angle, or like I said, on the ground facing you. I want just that little more punch. Rarely shooting over 30 yards, definitely, mostly under 40. But with that other bow, my mule deer kills have been like 70, 65, 55. I killed one at 24, 56. My antelope kills have been, I'm not even gonna tell you, long. They're just, it's just a different world out there. It's a different world out there,
Well, antelope, they're not apples to deers. Like they aren't, they're not as kind of jumpy and all that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So that's kind of my two setups, and I'm just tinkering with. I just did some different fletching configurations on the light arrow setup. So I'm testing 2 different ones, seeing if I can notice a difference in sound, see if I notice a difference in grouping. And if I go from a group like this to this, I mean that's splitting hairs, but it's an improvement. And I'm happy with a 1% improvement. Like if I do that every year in multiple areas, like I'm getting better. And like I told you before, like that's my focus. Like how How can I get better? What can I tweak?
Thanks for watching that clip. If you liked it, the full episode is right up here. And before you leave, hit that subscribe button for me.